And I've been attacked, hate mail by Muslims ever since. And I watch TV. Many Muslims were on TV after 9/11. And all of them would say, jihad doesn't mean violence. It means an inner struggle, self-analysis, yoga. And they all, if you notice, Islam taught us one thing, is Muslims as a whole, they all speak different things. One curses. One says, Islam is a religion of peace. One says we're going to take you over. One says we love America. One says we hate America. Curse America, love America. It's crazy. And it's intentional. So Americans become confused. And it's a schizophrenic ideology. And the end result of Islam, really, it produces a very unstable society, a society that turns against itself. And it has to constantly expand to stop being destroyed from within. Islam produces a a society that turns against itself. And that kind of society that turns against itself, against its women, against liberty, against freedom, against human nature, it turns against human rights, basic human rights. It promotes poverty. Look at most Muslim countries have oil and they're all poor. Even poverty in Saudi Arabia. Why? Because they have to control the individual. And if you have prosperous people, they will not be as controlled as poor people. So instead of spending money, Saudi Arabia and the Gulf countries, of making Muslims around them prosperous, spend some money in the West Bank and Gaza and let them stop doing all this terrorism. No. To keep them doing the terrorism against Israel, they have to be miserable. Why spend money there? Let's spend the money on mosques in America. Let's spend the money on mosques in Europe because we have to expand. The only way, it's like a pyramid scheme. If the pyramid scheme stops expanding, it will collapse on itself. Islam must constantly expand in order for it not to collapse. And that's why it has to do jihad constantly. And preferably with wealthy nations. You see, in the 7th century, Arabia was a very, very desert, poor area, the Arabian Peninsula, which is Saudi Arabia today, and the area, that area. And what happened, this area of the world was very poor. They were tribal. All the great conquerors, nobody wanted it. Alexander the Great comes to Egypt, conquers it, and stops them. Doesn't want to. Why? There is nothing there. Egypt had the wealth and the Nile and agriculture and the culture. Nobody. So they were independent, rivaling tribes that lived off of killing each other. And women were the prize for the conquering young men who came from battle after coming with all the goodies from the other tribe. They would give them, have all the young girls, pick whatever you want. All the beautiful girls, you can have them. So women were like a commodity as a prize for men. Sexual slavery was never abolished under Islamic law. Actually, it is part of the laws of Islam, sexual slavery. And I don't know why African Americans want to be Muslims. Because slavery has never been abolished in Islam. Actually, Saudi Arabia officially practiced slavery until 1962. And abolished it only after pressure from the West when it became so embarrassing that Islam is a religion that practices slavery. It's the Judeo-Christian culture that made Islam stop slavery.
Amen.
They had no trees, no rivers in the Arabian, nothing. So they were living around wells in a very tight environment, cutthroat environment, no privacy whatsoever. They had to regulate behavior intensely because they were all living in an area depending on each other. If you're rejected by the tribe, you will die. You have to always obey the tribe because outside the tribe, you will be expected that you will die, or the other tribe will take you as a slave. This is the environment in the 7th century before Muhammad came. At that time, Judaism and Christianity moved into the Arabian Peninsula. Some tribes converted to Christianity, and there were some Jewish tribes in Medina. And the culture was at a crossroads of Arabia. Either we're going to be Christians or Jews, or we have to assert our Arab culture, the Arabian culture of the tribe and the supremacy of the male and the warring tribal culture. Which one are we going to do? Are we going to give the other cheek to the other tribe and get killed? Are we going to get rid of all the wives? We can't live, treat women as equal. Christianity says one man, one woman. We can't do that. Do you mean I'm equal to this woman and I'm going to be just with her for the rest of my life? Polygamy is the root of the anger in the Muslim family. There is a lot of anger inside the Muslim family, and the root of it is because of polygamy, which is practiced until today in all Muslim countries. I think in England now, because of Sharia, they're allowing polygamy. Because that's Sharia, and they want it here. And this is a story that's really, I have to say it. I was about 16, 15, and I was visiting my aunt. We were watching an American movie in Egypt. And it was once a week, and it was, we love to see American movies and cowboys. And we saw a movie. And I saw a Christian wedding. And I saw the vows being said by the husband to the wife. And I looked at it, and I heard him say, vowing loyalty to his wife. And it was very strange. Only one man, one woman? That's very different. The Muslim marriage contract has, in Egypt, until today, has 3 spaces. Before the wife signs and the husband signs, the man has to answer. Please name and address of wife number 1, number 2, and number 3, if any. So the Muslim woman goes into the marriage not expecting loyalty from her husband. It's a privilege just to be married to His Majesty, And if he marries, I better be very, very well behaved and please his mama very well. Otherwise, she will tell him to have another wife. So Muslim women have to really be completely subdued in order to please, unless she's from a very rich family or wealthy family, but because divorce is in his hand, under Islamic law he can beat her, and it's by law it's okay, Sharia law. He can beat his wife, and actually, under the Sharia law, he doesn't even have to tell anybody why he beats her, including the police, if they show up. It's within his right. So I saw this movie, and I was like, oh, wow.
And I told my aunt that I was a little girl, I didn't even understand